Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video. Welcome everybody, guys. Let's take a look again on the gold market. So our tactics, our stake on minimum targets, small patterns on the hourly chart works, and indeed, as you can see, on a difficult environment, so market has shown rally first, then it was collapsed. Patterns that we have specified behaves well, and in general, every pattern reaches the minimal target. So that's fortunately or unfortunately the reality that we currently stand in, and until the major event will happen on the market, this market will show some breakout in one or other direction, we will have to deal with the small patterns. Comparison to the Forex market yesterday was an environment of the elections in the United Kingdom, as you know probably this topic, but gold was driven by its own factors, which is the United States and China negotiations. So currently on the market stands the rumor that Donald Trump signed off the tariffs that should be imposed on Sunday. At least the 50% of these tariffs were cancelled, and now the negotiation stands in with China that they should buy more agriculture products in the United States, and they should be double the amount compared to 2017. So that's the first stage of the agreement that should be achieved between the United States and China. The problem with these negotiations is that as the political topics, as the economical topic stands in one node, it seems that compared to with the tariffs, it's also negative impact on the United States intruding in the topics such as the Hong Kong protesters, the Muslim minority on the north of the China's Uyghurs population, and all these topics right now stands in a really tight node, and that makes it difficult to come in some resolving some agreement, because China is a bit upset with this reaction from the United States, and they think that they intrude in the domestic affairs, and that's brings some negativity in this process. Meantime, this collapse that we have got yesterday was due to the rumors that some action is made in the direction of the agreement signing, and maybe it will be signed very soon. At least, although nobody sees yet the real paper that has been signed, but everybody expects that it should happen. And that's the result why gold collapsed. That's the result why we see the rally in the stock market. At the same time, guys, we should be really careful with all this stuff, because as you know, as we saw a million times already before that, what Donald Trump has said, it's not necessarily what he will do. And rumors, it's the one story, but real signing of the agreement is another. And if even agreement will be signed, it could be quite different compared to what market expects. So we should be very careful with our judgment, with our making the bets on some significant swings on the market. And I think that currently we still need to proceed with the same strategy, taking into consideration short-term patterns. So on the 4-hour time frame chart, as you can see, market has shown the rally that we have expected, but then on the rumors it has collapsed. Now it stands at 1460 FIB support, forming the grabber would suggest grabber suggests taking out of the stop, but I think that this will happen only if indeed some agreement will be signed. Currently, we consider shorter-term pattern, some retracement here, and a possible also bearish position that also could be taken following this really big and significant momentum that we have in the market. So for this purpose, we need the hourly chart. First of all, take a look what has happened yesterday. That was our ABCD retracement, if you remember, that we discussed right to the conference support, so live on 1470 area, and indeed, right from this point, you can see market has moved to the XOP. So minimal target of this action, regardless triple to buy that we discussed, is worked. The same as other patterns that we already talked about. So recall first our ABCD here, 30% retracement, regardless triple to sell, then It was the upward continuation. Some butterfly here, OP target of this ABCD, 30% retracement. Once market has hit here's target, we said this should be ABCD retracement again, got this triple to buy, upward action is done. Now we're watching for the same story. Take a look here, market is forming clear hand and shoulders pattern, which suggests ABCD action to the upside. So if you're a scalp trader, you could try to take it long position based on this pattern with the stops below the C point. This market could proceed as to the OP 1474, as to XOP 1479. So just move stops gradually while market will keeping upward action. So we can see it now is happening. Conversely, the bearish traders could keep an eye on this also ABCD action, watching for a possible gutless triple to sell somewhere around 1474, 1477 area if market will hit the OP, but more preferable it will be around 1479 with the XOP, because here as you can see it's too fast action if you consider the taking the short position. So it could be big gutless triple to sell pattern around 1479 where it could get some momentum, and every time take the nearest trade. So take the nearest target. So if you'll take the short here, take the 30% target, just 30% retracement, minimal target of the gutless triple 2, and do not regret in anything, because in current environment when there are just rumor stands on the market, no facts, nobody knows what will happen, whether Donald Trump will not cancel his decision, who knows. That's why it's better to go with the small steps, but gradually, with the minor patterns. So that's what we'll keep an eye on gold market today, minor upward action based on this reversal pattern, either to the OP or XOP, but if market will keep this pace as it stands right now, it's probably XOP could be reached, and here around 1477, 1479, we could consider possible taking the short position based on the gutless triple to sell in the continuation of this significant bearish momentum that has been formed recently on the market. Here we also suggest some 30% target, not some extended action, or at least if you will decide to hold the position, move your stops to the break-even and see what will happen, because you will have to keep on through the weekend. It's a bit risky in the current situation. Think twice before making this decision. So that's our view on the gold market.